adults sat with cans of lager, and hooded boys made graceful circles in the dark on their skateboards. There were people milling in doorways, shrieking girls in stilettos, boys with sculpted hair, middle-aged men furtively carrying things in plastic bags. A woman in a tight raincoat tic-tacked hurriedly along the pavement, talking into her mobile phone. One of the men by the fountain took off his t-shirt and rubbed his startled chest in the rain, while the others cheered. The traffic moved slowly through the spray. A group of men in a passing car blared their horn at the queuing girls and shouted out of the windows as they went by. The rain fell on the tortuous medieval streets and the grimy Victorian streets and on the big bombed streets where shopping centres had been built. It fell on the hospital and the old theatre and the new multiplex cinema. It fell on multi-storey car parks and office blocks. It fell on fast food restaurants and pubs with Union Jacks in the windows. It fell on newly built blocks of flats whose windows were still in their plastic wrappers and whose foundations stood in mud. And it fell on their hoardings. Along the river, commercial buildings, insurance buildings and banks, stood one after another, geometric-shaped, and the rain fell in their empty, geometric-shaped plazas. On the Black River, under the bridge, swans sheltered from the dark drops amidst the floating rubbish. All along the rain-blackened high street, people were waiting at bus stops. People from desolate parts of the city, from Weston or Hertford, where the rain fell on boarded-up shops and houses and the concrete walkways of insomniac estates. They crowded into the bus shelters. A man with a giant sheaf of dreadlocks, a man with an enormous suitcase, an old lady neatly parcelled in a tweed coat, a couple in tracksuits who kissed and kissed beneath the plastic roof where the rain beat down, so that when the bus came in a great dark arc of water, the old lady had to tap the boy on the shoulder and tell them to get on. The bus went through the rain up Furley Way, which passed from the centre all the way through the suburbs to the retail park, where rain fell on featureless warehouses and superstores and tumbled down in sheets over their empty car parks. It fell on the roofs of darkened garage forecourts. It fell on car showrooms and builders' merchants. It battered the plastic verandas where supermarket trolleys clung together in long, chattering rows. It fell on the business park and on the shrubs adorning its desolate roundabout. It fell on the black, submissive fields from which the new places were unrepentantly carved. Over Merrywood shopping mall, the rain fell hard on the giant neoclassical roof, so that water streamed down its indifferent facade. On Arlington Rise, the rain was running downhill in the gutters. Below, a kind of vapour hung over the city, muffling the red and yellow lights. The sound of car horns and a siren rose up the hill from the glittering, steaming heap of the city. A little further up, around a bend in the road, the vista disappeared. The darkness deepened. The buildings grew more graceful and the pavements more orderly. As the road ascended to Arlington Park, the big brass shops down below were succeeded by florists and antique shops. The off-licences became wine merchants. The fast-food chains became bistros. To either side, tree-lined roads began to appear. In the rain, these roads had the resilient atmosphere of ancient places. Their large houses stood impassively in the dark, set back amidst their dripping trees. Between them, a last panoramic glimpse of the city could be seen below, of its eternal red and yellow lights, its pulsing mechanism, its streets always crawling with indiscriminate life. It was a startling view, though not a reassuring one. It was too mercilessly dramatic. With its unrelenting activity, it lacked the sense of intermission, the proper stops and pauses of time.